Hi guys, my name is Jasmine Tiara. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Thank you guys so much for clicking this video. As you can tell from the title above, this video is a get ready with me, but also a chit chat style. So we're going to talk a little bit about God, dating, friendships, a little bit about family, and different things like that, and what they all mean to me. Also, I'm going to show you guys how I achieved this look. This is a more glammed but natural look. The red lip kind of ties it together and makes it more glam than what it is, but this can also be used as an everyday. You can just change up the lip, maybe red, maybe nude, or whatever color you like. Honestly, this is the way I do things. If you don't do it this way, let me know how you do it. Maybe I'll try out some of your techniques next. Okay guys, see you in the next clip. Enjoy. Hi guys. Okay, so let's just get right into the video. Yeah, and I guess talk about some real stuff. I feel like, you know, everybody doesn't get into the real and the raw and the uncut, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get into a little bit of the things that kind of brought me here. So yeah, tune in. And I'm gonna beat my face. I'm gonna show y'all how I beat my face. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm not really gonna do a detailed walkthrough of what I do, how I do, and why I do it. It's just gonna be more of you guys watching me do my makeup and me kind of just talking to y'all and talking you through some things. And yeah. So if you do want a more detailed makeup routine, just let me know and I will make sure I can get you guys that. But today I'm really just letting you know my journey. I'm new to YouTube, so just letting you know how I got to YouTube. Why did I decide now at this point in my life to post a video or to really get started with the YouTube world. Also, y'all, my braids are like 3 weeks old, so don't mind them, not too much on me. I need to redo them because honestly I need these to last me for a minute. Y'all know how that be. But anyway, okay, let's just get right into the video. So I will say first I'm gonna start with my primer. So yeah, on my face. But yeah, so let's talk about how I got here. Why am I even on YouTube? What am I doing? How did life get me here? So first things first, I've always like watched YouTube. I've always been into the content creating. I've always been into makeup, the day in the life, the vlogs, like I've always just been into the whole thing. I would sit and just watch videos for hours, literally, like that's all I would do. But I never really had the courage to really make a video myself, or felt comfortable enough to put myself out there in that space to really be vulnerable like that, honestly. So, and y'all don't mind me while I just look for my stuff and what I'm gonna do, because you know we being real, right? So yeah, I didn't pull anything out and set it out, so I'm just gonna be kind of grabbing things, looking for things and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so I was never really comfortable with being completely vulnerable on camera, but I love to watch people. So as I went through college, I was like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna start. But I just never did. I kind of talked myself out of it. The fear of what people would say, what people would think, yada yada. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So college was over. And I went to college at Norfolk State University in Norfolk, Virginia. Go Spartans. And I moved to Maryland to pursue my master's degree that I got in IO psychology, and I got that from a school in DC. So I moved here, and one, grad school does not give you time to do anything. So I kind of knew then, like, now really isn't the time to pursue YouTube either, because, you know, I'm really just trying to get this degree, get out of here, go on about my life, yada yada. So that's really what my focus was in graduate school. So when graduate school was coming to an end, my concern was finding a job, finding employment. Like I need somewhere to work. I need to make money. Living in the Maryland, DC area, it is very, very expensive. If you know anyone who lives here, they will tell you it is not easy living here. You almost need to make 6 figures to get by here. So it's not that easy. So, you know, immediately I wanted to look for work. And I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't happening for me. Me and one of my friends in grad school, we ended up getting really close, and we started applying for jobs the January before we graduated. And we were going through all of that, the interviews, the trial and error, not hearing back. and she ended up getting a position, and I'm so happy for her. She's so deserving. She worked really hard, and I love that for her. But she left me. Her opportunity required her to move away, but it was an amazing opportunity for her, so I was really happy. But you know, I mean, being honest, just the reality of the situation, sometimes seeing your friends get things that you want and it's not happening for you, a little part of you is kind of like, ah, dang, like what about me? What's happening for me? But of course, you know, you're happy for your friend, and that doesn't take away you being happy for them. But of course, you're like, dang, I want it to happen for me too. So I was kind of going through that for a while, just the whole woe is me thing. And I actually was working a job. It was an internship that I had while I was in my graduate program. But the work environment was just not ideal for me. Yeah, that's another story for another day, honestly. But yeah, I wasn't really liking it there. So also last year, I started to take my faith very, very, very seriously. I grew up in church, so church was always something that I've known, and it was always a foundation for me. And I knew that, you know, I would need God in my life at some point. But I have to say, going to undergrad, I kind of strayed away from going to church, reading the word, diving deep, and just having a relationship with God. But that was something that I clearly came to recognize is the important foundation and something that I really need in my life. So last year I really started to pick back up and develop a much better relationship with God. I was reading my Bible, I started going to church last year, everything like that. So through that, I would watch Mike Todd a lot in the earlier part of the year. I was watching him a lot, and this was when his Crazy Faith series was coming out. And I remember I bought the book because I was really in like a desperate place and a desperate need of answers. I'm like, God, I really need to hear from you. God, I really need you to let me know that I'm on the right path, because it felt like nothing was working out for me. So I was reading the book, and for me, for what I was needing, I honestly felt like it was just, to me, I felt like what I got from it was that maybe my internship wasn't where I needed to be. I wasn't happy there, so why allow myself, and why continue to put myself in a place where I'm just not happy? So I decided to step out on faith and leave my internship. At the time, that was my main source of income. I was still working at Hooters part-time, so I did still have that. But obviously, like, that's up and down. Any waitress job, yeah, you make good money when you make good money, but some days it is slow. Every day isn't gonna be a good day. So that wasn't really stable, but I was literally like, you know what, God, I'm just gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust what I know you told me, and we're just gonna go with that. So by this time, when I ended up leaving my internship, it had to be about June or July of last year, of 2022. I left, and it was literally the hardest time of my life. I was going through a lot and thinking like, okay, God, like, I felt like you told me to do this, but I don't feel like I'm really reaping the benefits of doing it, or I don't see you sending me a miracle or showing me that, oh my gosh, you made the right decision. I just feel like it's trial after trial after trial. But also through that, I started to, again, I was really just in a point of like seeking God. So I would listen to a lot of things. I would talk to a lot of people, especially a lot of people that were strong in their faith. And they would tell me, like, you know, kind of stepping out on faith is just the beginning. You know, just because you do something and you're like, oh God, I trust you, doesn't mean that it's going to happen for you tomorrow. It just means that, you know, you're really showing God that, God, I do trust you no matter what. I know I went to church one Sunday, and the scripture that the preacher preached from was Philippians, can't even think of the chapter, but the one which Philippians 4:11-13, that's what it is. And it was talking about, I know we all know the last part, which was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But the scriptures before that talks about, you know, God, whether you give me a lot or you give me nothing, I can do all things through you. So kind of just saying that, God, I will be content in any circumstance One, because I know who you are and you've shown yourself faithful, so I will trust you. But even though I knew all of this and I was seeing all these things and I was hearing people tell me, you know, like, God has not forgotten about you, I just couldn't help but think that he just left me. I'm like, wow, God, like, I'm really seeking you now and I'm really trying to figure out more about you. And I feel like you're like running from me, you know? When all in all, it's us running from him. So I was feeling very discouraged. I just wasn't happy. I was very depressed. And not only was I looking for employment after getting my master's degree, but I was also going through a lot of other life things as well. Just trying to figure out my social life, dating, friendships, everything. It becomes a lot. So with that, from June till about September, I was completely unemployed and did not have a full-time job at all. Literally the hardest place I could have been in. And currently now I have a full-time job, and it's not in my field, but it's something that's bringing me stability. I won't sit here and act like it's all okay and that I'm completely happy with where I'm at. I'm learning to be okay with it, and I'm learning that I still have to wait on God's timing and do things when God is ready. I think he's still just teaching me that, and he's teaching me, most importantly, to trust him again in any and every circumstance. So you know, I'm still trying to navigate that. So with all of that being said, I came to the realization that I wanted to really start doing the YouTube thing that I've always wanted to do, because I was like, you know, God, I need peace in my waiting. And that's something I pray about often. Just needing that peace in the storm. Like, I understand I'm going to have to wait on you. And I'm going to have to wait until, you know that I'm ready to receive this and to receive all of the benefits and all of the fruits of my labor. I have to wait. But in my waiting, just give me peace. I'm not asking you to rush the blessing, to rush the breakthrough. But just give me peace. That's literally all I wanted. All I want is peace. And I feel every day he is giving me that. I won't say that every day is a good day for me. I have my days, and I do believe that on my days where I have my days, I do feel genuinely and truly that God is giving me grace every single day. I feel it. I feel his grace, because I know that on days when Jasmine and Jasmine's flesh can no longer move, I know that because of my faith in God, his grace kind of carries me throughout the days that are hard for me. So I was like, I need peace in it now. And I really felt him pushing the feeling of wanting to do YouTube on me harder. Like, okay, do this. So I finally did it. I just posted a video. Not that the video was the best video or it was the best quality or I had everything to say, but I posted the video and I felt good. It felt good to kind of be in a space that I navigated, a space that I controlled what happens here, a space that I can talk to people, get a message to people, touch people, whatever the case may be, or just be my creative self. I'm able to do that here, and that brings me peace, and that genuinely makes me really happy. So I feel like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in the meantime, and this is where I'm supposed to be serving, because I feel that everything else in my life is literally telling me that I just have to wait on God. I can't move until God says it's time. I can't do the next thing until God, like at this point I've done all I could do. So I just have to do what he tells me. And I think a way that I've realized how God speaks to me and knowing what to do and everything else from God is just reading the word and diving deep into the word. I feel like I find ways that he knows me, right? He knows us best, so he knows a way to speak to us and he knows how we'll receive it. I was listening to a podcast the other day and the ladies were talking about the different ways that they hear from God. And I think what I can say I relate to the most is I'm more of a seer. So I feel like God speaks to me a lot through showing me things. Whether it's a sign, or literally a sign on the street, or I'm watching a movie and I just feel that this is telling me something, or I see something online or something that's kind of tailored to my situation that no one else would know. And not that anyone sent it to me, but it would be something that I come across. So those are ways that I feel God speaks to me most. So though I haven't gotten exactly what I want yet, I know that God is still working, and I know that he still has something in store for me, and I know that something's coming. Again, I do have my bad days, but I do trust and I do believe that it's on the way. And it's gonna be so big, it's gonna blow my mind. And I say that because of how bad the attack is, okay? Let me tell you, that's how you know the breakthrough's coming, girl. Like, when it feels like you can't do it no more, you just gotta keep pushing. That's the devil wanting you to give up, okay? That's just the devil thinking he can prove God wrong, that you know that, oh, you're gonna fold under pressure. No, you're not folding, okay? You're not folding. You're not folding. So yeah, that's really been my journey with navigating that. You know, when people talk about post-grad depression, that is definitely real. It was something that I would see and I would hear about a lot online, people talking about, but they don't really talk about it. You know, they kind of scratch the surface a little bit, but it is hard. It is hard to navigate, because though you are so happy about this big achievement that you've just achieved, one of my friends said one day, you know, when we graduated our graduate program, she said, I feel like I just got out of a contract. And that's literally what it is. You know, we've spent so much time in school. School has kind of been a crutch, that once that crutch is removed, then you now have to kind of walk on your own and walk with all the things that you've learned and all the things that you've developed throughout this time. Is kind of like a shock, because now I'm out in this real world. I have to figure things out on my own. I have to figure out if I should do this, you know, like, you don't have that crutch of, okay, I'll figure it out later because I'm focused on school right now. No, it's literally time to do it. It's time to do it now. So that is really hard. Just changing your scenery, changing your day-to-day, the people you see, the friends we have in undergrad, you know, you don't see them often anymore. Having your friends across the hall is so different when your friends are 2, 3, 4 hours away, and you can barely get to them. And for me, I moved to a state where I don't have any family. My cousin, I have one cousin here who I am very close to, but I respect, you know, that she has a life too, you know. She's married, she has her family that she's growing, and that's also another thing too, you know. As we get older and we're like single, our friends are, you know, we have friends who are married, we have friends who are having kids, we have friends who are in committed relationships, living with their boyfriends, etc. And that's almost my reality with almost every friend I have, especially all the ones that live near me. Everyone is in a relationship or occupied, so you know, you kind of have to be respectful of that, and understanding that they have a life outside of you. They can't hang out with you all the time. They can't answer the phone just because you need to vent or whatever. They have responsibilities now. Being a friend, I mean, of course they're your friend 100%, but you know, that isn't like all they are. They have other things that they have to tend to, and I understand that and I respect that, but it is kind of hard to navigate a little bit, because you're the single friend, you know. You're the friend who's still like, hey, I'm still out here. I'm still out here thugging it. So that's another thing I kind of been like battling with, just understanding that everything is gonna happen when it's supposed to. Shoot, not only just work related, but men too. I've learned that with the whole men thing, you know, not to force things or not to think just because there's history somewhere that that's something you should pursue. I definitely truly believe the saying that a man knows, they know when they want you, they know when they don't, whatever. So be okay with that. Be okay with, if it's rejection you're facing, be okay with that. If it's the ghosting uncertainty, that's an answer too. Like, don't let these men keep you as placeholders. Like, it's okay. So I've gotten to a place now where I'm just like, you know what, God, when you send them out now, you know, like, I don't want to look for him. I don't want to try and seek him out or nothing like that. I literally just want who God wants for me, and I know that God, again, I know and I trust and believe that God knows me so well. He knows what I want. He knows how I need my man to come to me. So I trust that in all of those ways he'll show me that. Now there will be some counterfeits, I feel like, before leading up to that, and that's also another story for another day. But yeah, like, you have to be able to discern who's who, and that is very important, because these men be out here trying to fool you, girl, and you cannot let them do that, okay? Because they will. Men will definitely do that. We can't give them all of that, okay? We cannot. So yeah, so dating has also been hard, and I told myself this year that I don't want to go on any random dates. I want to literally, if I go on a date this year, it will be because it is the most intentional thing ever, and that it makes the most sense for me, and also the guy, that whoever it is that I may go on a date with this year. Like, it just has to make sense. I don't want it to just be with anybody. I want it to be right, basically. So I'm just chilling on the dating. Honestly, it usually is something that I'm pretty, like, worked up about. But I've just learned to kind of be cool with that as well. So yeah, we not checking for these men, okay, in 2023, period. So yeah, that was that. And also, like, something else that changes with time are our friendships. We get older, and you know, some friends go. All friends aren't meant to stick with you through everything. Your friends are for a season, okay? Your friends are for a season. They're not here to stick with you through every single little thing. They're not. You think that because when you meet them, it's like, oh my God, we're the best of friends. You my homegirl. You my ride or die. Da, 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 da. We hovering out the window. Da, 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 you know. So when those friendships do come to an end, you're hurt. You're sad, because it's like, you're my girl. But you know, it's okay. Like, life happens, things happen, and people just no longer serve you, and you have to be okay with that. And as we grow older, like, who really wants to keep the same people all the time? We change, they change, we just, our needs are different. And that's something that I've realized. But something about me, I just never know when to let go of people. But something that I think comforts me now is when people do try to come and rekindle, I'm okay with it, but I just understand that that just means I have to redefine the relationship that we once had. It doesn't mean that, oh, we have to keep this same dynamic that we had in the beginning. No, it just means that, you know, I love you in a different way now. I no longer, you know, we no longer talk on the phone every day. Maybe we'll talk once a month or whatever, but I love you, but I understand that we love each other a bit differently now. And still, no matter what, I will be there if, you know, any friend that I've had calls me and wants to chat, whatever. I'll be there for them 100%, genuinely, just because that's who I am. I can't really turn my back on anybody. And I pray that, you know, when I was younger, that used to be something I hated about myself, because I felt like everybody would call me sensitive. They would be like, Jazz, like, I don't know why you feel like you have to, you know, always rekindle, like, leave people alone. They don't care about you. But genuinely, it's something that makes me happy, kind of, doing that. And I realize that that's not my weakest, the weakest thing that God gave me, but one of my strengths. That's my superpower, being able to love people through whatever, being able to give people grace where other people may not be able to. I can extend that grace, and I'm okay with that now. I've understood that that's just who I am, and I'm fine with it, girl. Like, but you know, nonetheless, I do hope that if you guys don't take anything from this video, that you do understand that through everything and through all of these trials, I really hope that you guys give God a shot. I can't sit here and talk to you and not speak about God or not talk about God, because he literally has come into my life and changed things drastically and made things so good for me. So I really do hope that if you guys are experiencing some of these things that I've talked about, or whatever, I hope that you really try to get to know God, because it really does help. He brings a peace that hits the song Firm Foundation, one line in it that says like, God give me peace that makes no sense. You know, like when everything around me is going wrong and I should be going crazy, it's like he just gives you this peace that makes no sense. And that's again how I know God is so real. So I really do hope that you guys just get to know God. And if you need help with that, if I can help, I will, or I'll point you in the right direction. Okay, y'all, so my camera died while I was in the middle of filming, but I kind of said all I really had to say. Honestly, I just wanted to kind of touch on a few topics that I feel like you guys will be able to relate to. And if you did relate, comment below about how you get through some of the things that you've been faced with in this early adulthood, through this transition, through these pivotal points in our lives, just so that me or anyone else watching may be able to take advice and find ways to keep pushing. As you know, as I've stated before, a form for me, I've centered it around my faith, therapy, talking to friends, finding different things that make me happy. As far as YouTube goes, it's something that kind of takes me away from the reality of things, and I really love it here. So I like that. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Also, if there's anything that you guys want to learn more about me, who I am, some different things I like to do, some different things that I like, leave some comments or some questions down in the comment section below, and I will be sure to make a video tailored specifically to who Jasmine Tiara is. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was being very vulnerable. I let you in on a little bit of my tea and a little bit of what I face on a day-to-day. So I hope you guys can appreciate that, and I hope you guys also subscribe and like to my channel. If you liked this video, then there's way more than where this came from. So please just like, comment, subscribe, and also hit that bell notification so that you're notified every time I drop a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Feel good, I love